So I get asked all the time, like, what's the best champion to play? What's the most meta character? What are the top characters? Yada, 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 yada. I keep giving the same answer, but I probably get asked this question probably like 5 times a day or 5 times every time I stream, and it's bothering me. The answer to that is very simple. It's what you enjoy the most. Point blank period. There is no, it doesn't matter that, you know, something is more better in terms of like win rates or whatever. If you don't like playing that character, then you don't like playing that character, and that's on period, okay? It's like, when I just think like, when people ask me like, what's the most meta champion or like the best champion, I truly kind of wonder like, what are they trying to get out of like the answer? Like, if I were to say, oh, it's Thresh, Leona, Lulu, Senna, and they have been, as of this time, Senna, Lulu, Leona, and Thresh have been the top 4 supports for around 4 months now. Like, it hasn't changed. Those are the top 4 supports. But it doesn't really matter if I say that, if all you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to play Thresh, because I know like 99% of you bitches in chat are not playing Thresh. I know 99% of you bitches don't actually play Thresh or Leona. Like, what's the point of asking me? There's no point, right? Like, you obviously play what you enjoy, and you only get better at the game when you keep on playing. So just play what you enjoy. Who gives a fuck if Thresh is like the best champion? Like, if you have 10 games on Thresh and you give up on Thresh because you find him boring, then there's no point. You're better off having 1,000 games on Misfortune support. Like, as shit as Misfortune support is, and as bad as Misfortune support is, like, if you enjoy Misfortune support, then you enjoy Misfortune support. Having 1,000 games on Misfortune support is better than having 10 games on Thresh. There's a catch. These two channels I always tell my stream. I'll show them to you. There are 2 things. One is that you can get to at least Masters with literally any character in the game. Any character in the game. And sometimes you can get to Masters with the most weirdest characters. I'm gonna be really honest, and some of y'all might be like hurt by this, but if you're in Bronze, then it doesn't matter what character you're playing. You are going to be Bronze no matter what character you're playing, because you lack the fundamental skills, or you lack skill sets within the game that has nothing to do with your champion. You lack how to ward. You lack how to roam properly. You lack everything. It does not matter if you're playing Thresh. A Bronze Thresh is a Bronze Thresh. A Bronze Soraka is a Bronze Soraka. Just because you swap over to another character, you won't suddenly just like climb to Challenger or whatever, okay? So it doesn't matter what character you play. Like, oh my god, Thresh is the best character. Like, I'm gonna win my games now that I play Thresh for 10 games. That's not how it works, okay? You can reach the Masters with any character in the game, even if it's like some wacky thing. Sometimes even if it's a wacky thing. Now, that's not to say that these characters are good, okay? It's not to say that Ahri support is good, okay? But it's possible to reach Grandmaster with Ahri support, as shown on this channel. So the 2 channels is DongHuap and HappyChimeNoises.
Skin.
So they're very similar in the channels, but if you look at like HappyChimeNoises, you can get a feel of what his channel is about. How an AP Sejuani mid got Masters. How a Wukong support got Grandmaster. How a 1v9 Talia support got Grandmaster. How an Orianna support got Grandmaster. How a Heimerdinger support got to Challenger. How a trash Ahri support got to Grandmaster. You can get to Masters at least with any of these characters, okay? Sometimes in the most wacky roles. Again, this is not to say that it's good. Ahri support is not good. I'm just saying it's possible to get to a certain rank. Is it going to be a harder road? Absolutely. It's going to be a harder road. Me playing Soraka and getting to Grandmaster with ease versus someone that has 1,000 games on Ahri and like really struggling to get Grandmaster. They can get Grandmaster, but it will be a harder road. Okay. Hi, Juice. Like, when people always ask me like, what is the best champion? Like, I think like, are you even going to play that champion even if I say what's the best champion? Because it's like, Imagine if like someone asked, what's the best role? And then someone said like, oh, jungle is the best role and support is the shittest role. Like, do you really think that people are just going to be like, oh, I'm going to quit support now and go become a jungle main because like, you know, because jungle is like the best role? Like, that doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen because people don't, at least my chat and I personally, I don't fucking like jungle. Jungle is not it, okay? Like, we're not just going to quit support and become jungle mains. And so I'm just thinking like, do you really think that's going to happen with like champions? Like, oh, if I said this champion is the most OP, then suddenly you bitches going to like quit your Seraphim support or whatever and then start maining Thresh or whatever. Like, that doesn't happen, okay? So you may as well just play what you enjoy. Or like, if I were to make another analogy, like in the real world, like, yeah, I'm sure being a doctor pays really well. But if you don't want to study to be a doctor and you don't like being a doctor and maybe your passion is in like swimming or dancing or like music or art or whatever, like you're obviously going to spend way more time and effort into your passions and that is going to get you further. Like, yeah, some jobs are going to pay more than others, just like how some characters are more better than others, like Soraka support is better than Trash Ari support. But that doesn't mean an artist can't get to where they want to be. Like, or it doesn't mean an Ari support can't get to where they want to be. It'll be a harder road maybe, but like, you know, obviously people follow what they enjoy and what their passion is. People are much more happier to like spend 1,000 games on a support that they truly enjoy versus playing 10 games on a support that they don't enjoy and that they'll probably quit in 2 seconds. Like, right? Like, so when people ask me like, what's the most best champion? It's literally whichever one you play the most and actually put practice into and enjoy. Like, you only get good at the game by playing and practicing, and you only play the game and practice when you play a champion that you truly enjoy. Like, that's just the most simplest thing. There's no secret to it, okay? Now, some people might be like, oh, I enjoy winning. Like, I don't really care what Enchantress support I play. I play all the supports. I play Lily, I play Nami, I play Soraka, I play Sona. It doesn't really matter what I play. I just want to play what's the best out of them because I enjoy them all. And if that is the case, then you literally just have to look at op.gg and just look at the win rates. Like, you don't need me telling you what the best supports are. You can literally just look at the win rates or like look at any website and like see what the top supports are, and then you pick from there. But again, like, someone that's like, oh, I love playing Sona and Soraka and Nami. I don't really care which Enchantresses to play. I'm good on all of them. That's not possible. It's not possible to just like be all good at everything. Because really, if you're all good at everything, you're probably not good at anything, okay? Like, there most likely will be some Enchantresses that will be you're more proficient on. Like, you might have like an extra 200 games on Janna, or you might have an extra 200 games on Sona compared to the rest. And you're therefore naturally most likely going to be more better on some of these Enchantresses. Like, it's unlikely that you're going to be like completely the same skill level on all across the Enchantresses just because you're like an Enchantress player or whatever. Like, I don't think that is really a thing. Now, I guess if you're just curious, like asking me like what's the meta champion, that's just curious, then again, you can just look on any website, look on any of the win rate stuff and form your own conclusion. Obviously, you want to look at what your, like, you know, platinum, diamond, challenger, like the differences, and also you also want to look into like a large sample size. So you're not in challenger, if you're looking at challenger specifically, usually there are only like 5 to 10 games for each champion because there's not many challengers. So like the sample size is really low, and so win rates can be quite skewed. So you have to also understand some statistics and all that. But like, if you're just curious about like what's the strongest and that's it, or if you really want to abuse the system, like just look at the op.gg. But you're better off playing what you enjoy, really.